there comes a quiet moment when what once helped can begin to harm. Cabinets fill, labels fade, and trust lingers longer than safety. Before 75, difficult choices protect dignity, clarity, and peace, especially when letting go feels like loss. There is a quiet comfort in familiar things. A pill bottle that has lived in the same cabinet for years can feel like an old friend. It was there during sleepless nights, sudden pain, anxious mornings. It helped once, so it feels safe now. That sense of trust is deeply human, especially after a lifetime of learning to take care of oneself. But aging changes the body in ways that are easy to overlook. What once moved quickly through the system now lingers longer. What once felt mild can suddenly feel heavy. The body becomes wiser, but also more sensitive. Medications do not age with us. They stay frozen in time while our needs quietly shift. For many people approaching their mid-70s, the risk is not misuse, but habit. A medicine taken responsibly for decades can slowly become misaligned with the body it now serves. Kidneys process more slowly. Balance becomes more fragile. Memory works differently. None of this signals weakness. It signals experience. Cabinets often tell a story. Prescriptions from doctors who have retired. Refills kept just in case. Over-the-counter remedies bought during one illness and never questioned again. Each item once had a purpose. The danger lies not in the intention, but in the passage of time. This is not about fear. It is about respect for the body as it is today, not as it was 20 years ago. Independence does not mean holding on to everything alone. True independence is knowing when reassessment protects dignity rather than threatens it. Letting go of certain medications can feel strangely emotional. It may feel like admitting vulnerability or closing a chapter of strength. But in truth, it is an act of stewardship, a recognition that safety now looks different, and that wisdom includes knowing when something helpful has completed its role. As the conversation turns towards specific types of medications, it is important to hold on to this understanding. Nothing here is about blame or urgency. It is about awareness, about seeing familiar objects with clearer eyes, and about choosing peace over habit before habit chooses for us. Sleep becomes more precious with age. Nights may stretch longer, thoughts may linger louder, and rest may feel harder to reach. For many, sleep aids or anxiety medications once offered relief during difficult seasons. They brought calm when life felt unsteady. Over time, their presence became reassuring, but these medications often work by slowing the nervous system. In earlier years, the body could recover easily from that slowdown. Later in life, the same effect can linger into daylight hours. What was meant to quiet the night can soften alertness the next morning, blur focus, or weaken balance. Falls do not begin with recklessness. They begin with small delays, a moment of dizziness, a step taken too quickly, a misjudged distance. Medications that affect awareness or coordination can quietly increase these moments, even when taken exactly as directed. There is also the subtler cost. Some sleep and anxiety medications can affect memory, especially short-term recall. Names slip away, conversations blur, confidence quietly erodes. A person may blame themselves, unaware that chemistry, not character, is shaping the experience. Many older adults keep these medications out of loyalty. They remember how difficult life felt before them. They fear the return of restless nights or racing thoughts. That fear deserves compassion. Rest and calm are not luxuries, they are necessities. Yet peace does not always come from holding on. Sometimes it comes from noticing that the body is asking for a different kind of support now. Gentle routines, light conversation, familiar rhythms, or simply fewer chemical voices competing in the mind. This is not a rejection of help, it is a reevaluation of fit. What soothed at 50 may overwhelm at 75. The goal is not perfect sleep or constant calm. The goal is steadiness, clarity, and the ability to move through the day with confidence intact. As the focus shifts from the mind to the body's experience of pain, another category of familiar medications deserves the same quiet attention. Pain changes with age. It may arrive more often, linger longer, or speak more sharply. Many people learn to manage it quietly, reaching for familiar pain relievers without discussion or hesitation. Relief becomes routine, and routine becomes invisible. Some pain medications, both prescription and over-the-counter, can strain the body over time. The stomach lining becomes more vulnerable, kidneys work harder, blood pressure can shift. These changes often happen silently without immediate discomfort, which makes them easy to miss. There is also a deeper concern. Pain relievers can mask signals the body is trying to send. A new ache may be dulled rather than understood. A pattern may be covered rather than explored. This can delay awareness of changes that deserve attention, not suppression. For seniors who value independence, managing pain alone can feel like strength. Asking questions may feel unnecessary or burdensome. But quiet endurance is not always the safest path. The body's tolerance narrows with time, even when resilience remains strong. Duplicate medications are another hidden risk. Different products may contain similar ingredients taken unknowingly together. Labels fade. Memory fills the gaps with familiarity. The result is often unintentional overuse, built from trust rather than carelessness. Pain deserves respect. It deserves thoughtful response, not automatic silencing. Relief should restore life, not quietly compromise it. The aim is not to live without discomfort, but to live without added risk. As pain management habits are reconsidered, it becomes clear that long-term prescriptions, especially those tied to the heart and circulation, also deserve a fresh look, guided by who the body is now. Medications for the heart often carry emotional weight. They represent survival, stability, years gained. Once prescribed, they can feel permanent, as if questioning them might invite danger. For many seniors, these medications symbolize responsibility and vigilance. Yet the heart does not remain static. Weight changes, activity levels shift, stress evolves. The dosage that once fit perfectly may become too strong, too weak, or simply unnecessary in its original form. Time changes the equation. Some older adults experience dizziness when standing, fatigue without explanation, or unusual weakness. These are often attributed to aging itself. Sometimes they are signals that cardiovascular medications are no longer aligned with current needs. Routine can be deceptive. A prescription renewed year after year can feel validated by repetition alone. But absence of review is not confirmation of suitability, it is merely silence. And silence does not always mean safety. This is not about abandoning protection, it is about refinement, about ensuring that support remains supportive, not excessive. That balance is delicate, and it deserves thoughtful attention rather than unquestioned continuation. The heart has carried a lifetime of stories. It deserves care that honors where it is now, not where it once was. Strength is not measured by how long something has been taken, but by how well it still serves. As attention turns from prescriptions to common household remedies, it becomes clear that the most underestimated risks often come from the most familiar bottles of all. Seasonal illnesses feel ordinary. A cough, a runny nose, trouble sleeping due to congestion. Many people reach instinctively for over-the-counter remedies they have trusted for decades. These products are familiar, accessible, and widely accepted, but many contain ingredients that affect the nervous system. In younger bodies, the effects pass quickly. In older ones, they may linger. Confusion, urinary difficulty, dry mouth, and mental clouding can appear unexpectedly, often mistaken for fatigue or age. These medications are especially risky because they feel harmless. They do not require prescriptions. They sit openly on store shelves. That familiarity creates confidence, and confidence can bypass caution. For seniors living alone, even temporary confusion can be dangerous. Missed steps, forgotten appliances, delayed responses. The risk is not dramatic, but cumulative. Small moments add up. Allergy and cold symptoms are uncomfortable but temporary. The side effects of certain remedies may last longer than the illness itself. Relief should not come at the cost of clarity or safety. Awareness is the quiet safeguard here. Knowing that common does not always mean gentle, that the body now processes these substances differently, that choosing rest over suppression can sometimes be the wiser path. As these realizations settle, the final question emerges naturally: how to let go without fear, and how to move forward with calm confidence. Letting go is rarely about objects alone. It is about meaning. A medication discarded may feel like a chapter closing, a layer of protection removed. These feelings are real, and they deserve patience. But safety does not come from accumulation. It comes from alignment, from choosing what fits the present moment, not what once solved a past problem. The goal is not emptiness, but intention. Revisiting what stays in the home is an act of self-respect. It says, I value clarity. I value steadiness. I value the years ahead. It is not surrender. It is stewardship. Conversations help, not confrontations, but shared reflections. A trusted professional, a family member, a quiet review. These moments restore confidence rather than diminish it. Discarding medication safely is not an ending. It is if the home, the body, and the mind are aligned with the life being lived now. Before 75, these choices matter, not because time is short, but because it is valuable. And value in time means choosing care over habit, wisdom over fear, and clarity over comfort that no longer fits.